Hello and welcome to Assetto Corsa Competizione Rewatched. Now, like my Ferrari GT Challenge video the other day for my racing, I didn't record this live. I'm recording it as a replay. And the reason I'm doing that is because it was just a quite fantastic race. I qualified 10th in the Audi. Here we are at Suzuka. I had a race before this at Suzuka and I crashed out after getting a wheel on the grass. But this was possibly one of the best races I've ever had on any format. Now, for a start, then I've qualified 10th. That was really high for me. There goes the car straight away. Also really good because I don't normally have good races on Assetto Corsa Competizione. I find the force feedback a little bit vague, so I have a lot of difficulties knowing what the car's going to do, which is ironic because that's kind of how this race finishes. But I've really managed to find my groove with this Audi. So we're starting 10th. It's a very good start. We don't lose any positions. I've got my tyre pressures absolutely spot on. And I'm competitive. I'm only about a second off of pole, if that. And I'm setting my personal bests in this session at Suzuka. So it's really good for me. Now straight away we get past the McLaren of Yerk. Yerk goes on to finish 5th. I should have finished 5th, but anyway. What's really good about this race? Good conditions. It's a warm track. Good visibility. The other one at Suzuka was starting to get dark as you went through, but this is an afternoon time in game, so everything was really set up for the car to behave perfectly. So behind us we have PCIe, who's also in the same Audi as I'm in, and it's with PCIe that I have a fantastic battle all the way through this race. He's always getting within 2/10, 3/10, and I'm always having to defend at certain points. It's always working, and even when I make tiny errors, he's very respectful. He doesn't try and stick his nose in. He's just, I think, enjoying the battle as well. So, first lap in the books, everything going well. We're already up to 8th. My best finish was a 6th after most of the field crashed on a start-finish straight. So I was really hoping this could be a race where I finish as close to the top 5 as possible on merit, with some good driving, not relying on everybody just smashing into each other. So in head we've got Roviec in the Honda. The Honda is quite a popular car at the moment. In front of him we've got Garcia. Garcia's going to make an error soon, which is going to put him back a bit. There seems to be something about McLarens here. They're very wobbly. You can't really dial in. Now, as this is a 25-minute race, but as you can see from the length of the video, as I said, we don't last that long. I think we only last about 6 or 7 laps, and it's a really violent end, and I was really cross. So it's a mistake I've seen a lot of people make, and generally I don't make it, and it happens coming out of Spoon Curve, this complex of 2 corners. Now when you come left here, if you accelerate too quick, the car just can snap out. There's something about the road surface, I'm not sure about how flat it is, but there's something about it, a little dip or something, and if you accelerate a long time too heavy, the back of the car will start to snap, and that's what happened to me, and you'll see it happen. So we're doing really good though, we're keeping up. Garcia's already dropped a place in front to Roviec. Ahead of them we've got Ballenberg in a Porsche. We'll get very close to him just before we crash, which is a shame, because looking at how Ballenberg was driving, I think I was going to be able to catch him and pass him. But we can still see pretty much the front of the field ahead of us. They're not out of sight, so it's a really promising start. The setup was perfect, the car was feeling great, I knew what it was doing, already here Garcia's having a little bit of trouble getting traction or getting certainly grip. I'm just watching him closely, just trying to stay in touch, thinking about if he makes a mistake, where am I going to pass or where am I going to get the opportunity without compromising to Corsair behind. He's gone a bit wide there, we can nip up the inside very quickly. He comes out behind Corsair, gives him a bit of breathing space over Yerk. But Garcia is still quite quick and he is going to give Corsair quite a bit of trouble. You can see in the rearview mirror how close they are together. At this point I'm quite sort of happy about that, because I want somebody to put pressure on Corsair behind to make him stop thinking about putting pressure on me in front. Lost a little bit of time. Tomovic ahead of us. Still doing consistent lap times. The car still feels consistently good. This feels really good through 130R. Very stable. My braking is fine. I thought he was possibly going to try a little lunge there. He was only a couple of tenths back, but seventh. The display on the left is a bit temperamental, as is the timing screens in Assetto Corsa Competizione. Corsair and Garcia, as you can see from the timing, they're very, very, very close. At the moment I'm just focused, we're trying to stay consistent, not coming off here like I did in the previous race. At the moment, my heart is in my mouth. It's really exciting. We're a bit wide there. I think we've got track limits violation, but we'll keep it going. Allows Corsair to close up slightly, but he's under as much pressure from Garcia as I am from him. Everybody in front now starting to close up a bit, which is going to enable us to get onto the back of them. Loose in screen very shortly. Going to use this lap, I'm not sure. Wide. No, it's not this lap, it's probably the next one. And Corsair does have to think about it. He draws up almost alongside, but he just holds his ground. So we're coming up to the end of the fourth lap. Everything at the moment is absolutely rock solid. Still being a bit wary of Corsair. A little bit wide here, but again he's okay. He's not going for anything stupid. He's trying to stay as close as he can. He is much faster than me through the first sector. So my main consideration here is to try and not give him an easy path through turns 1 and 2. It's quite a difficult manoeuvre, but if you can get it done in turns 1 and 2, you're pretty much sorted all the way down to the hairpin. Just covering off the inside. You can see in the mirrors now, it's so big. It's crucial to get through the centre S's as smoothly as possible. This is where I start to have a much easier and quicker time than Corsair. I don't need to brake here at all. You shouldn't really need to brake in the centre S's. And just as we get to the edge of the curve here, power back on, rolling around, coming through to the Dagners. Much better turn this time than the last lap. And these corners are just so fast, you can't really think about doing anything else. It's just too quick. But again, covering off the inside, he's not going to get the switch back on there. He has a little bit of loss of traction coming out there, which closes the gap up between him and Garcia. So he's still 3 tenths back. Garcia was 2 tenths further back of him. of a slidey tyre there. This is I think where I go wide. Yes, he comes up along the left. Can't really see him, but yeah, doesn't poke his nose in, doesn't try and make it too difficult for me, lets me stay on the track. He's quite happy to sort of keep the fight going. Really, really respectful from Corsair. I really like that. My heart and a few other body pieces were in my mouth at that point, thinking that I've got it all wrong and we were going to have contact. Ironically, after I do crash later, I do get hit by Corsair because there's nothing I can do to get out of the way, which is unfortunate. We've opened up a little bit of a gap again. He's now starting to come under massive pressure from Garcia, less than 2/10. So this is the furthest away I've been in a few laps. And now we've got Ballenberg in front. Roviet has managed to get past him. And I'm really fancying my chances against Ballenberg. It doesn't seem like he's got a really good handle on the Porsche at the moment. He has obviously got some quick laps in and he's fast, but it just seems like he's going through a bit of a wobble, and that's really when you want to be able to draw up to people. He goes a little bit more wide there. And now starting to close right up to him. And behind, now Corsair is really getting under pressure from Garcia. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a good opportunity for me just to slip away. Turning this time. The only thing which was making it hard there was the sun coming off the turning point. So here is where it goes. I'm on the grass, then suddenly it flips out. I hit the wall, or I hit Corsair first, and I hit the wall and then I'm done. And that was a real shame. And I would sit there until everybody gets past before I could reverse off the track to safety and then try and get back to the pits. But this dropped me down almost to last, and that was a real shame. But it's exactly what I said, you come out of the corner just a little bit too quick, or a little bit too early, and then you get that issue with the car spins, and then once I had the front tyres on the grass, trying to get the back tyres and the front tyres to do what you want is really difficult, and at this point the car is feeling really bad. Cecchini Sato comes past. After we had our repairs, I did get back out, and I finished about, I think, 21st. We're going to the pits here, but I was able to overtake about 3 or 4 cars who were laps ahead of me because my pace was still pretty good. But anyway, again, another unfortunate ending really to a race. Corsair's in the pits ahead of me there. He's just got back to get damage that ruined his race as well a bit, which is a shame because we're having such a good fight. But ultimately, it is what it is. You can't be too harsh on it. But yeah, so unfortunately another bad end to a Suzuka race, but a really enjoyable battle we had up to that point, and yeah, there we go. So thanks for watching this short review, and I'll see you for the next one.